What's good, y'all? Elite Live Streams. We back with another one. How you guys doing out there? Welcome. I know you guys missed me, but we back, baby. Hope you guys been doing well. Appreciate all of the new followers. As you guys just saw, we got the new intro dropping. Hope you guys are feeling that. Just dropped this a couple of days ago. Had to put something together a little formal for you guys. You know what I'm saying? A little creative, a little fun. But just to kind of encapsulate, what we're doing right here. And I think intro videos are also pretty good for, not only the viewers, but everybody out there who tries to just get a good gist of kind of what you're on and what you represent. And so I thought it was important to have, a strong, very, very strong intro video. So that, you know what I mean? I hope you guys are feeling that. It is a windy, cold day out here in California. So, you know what I'm saying? We are dressed accordingly. You know what I mean? But thank you guys all, man. Today, what are we talking about? So we've been seeing a lot of immigrants who've been, kind of definitely feeling some type of way about Black Americans and the current delineation movement that's happening right now. And it's gotten a little extreme, it's gotten a little out of hand, if you ask me. A lot of people are triggered by what's happening in the, whole diaspora, and a lot of people have a problem with foundational Black Americans choosing to delineate from everyone else and choosing to focus on ourselves and protecting our lineage. And so naturally, that has triggered a lot of different people out there who are very, very upset with this. They feel some type of way about it. And so we just got to talk about it because it can also ruin your life. Okay. You can ruin your life getting on the internet, spreading inflammatory things about people. And I wanted to talk about this because this is something that I think is a very, very, very real topic. And I took this kind of as one of those things I wanted to wait and see, because something so serious, something so, what's the word I'm looking for? Something so heinous, right? And reckless to go out and speak on something that you got to be careful with, especially on the internet where we are showing our identity. People can easily find you. People can easily look you up. People can easily do their research to make your life really, really hard. And so a lot of people did that. A lot of people went out and found this woman. They did a lot of research on her. Currently, apparently, she has been laid off from all of her jobs. She was currently homeless when she made this video. It's just a mess, guys. And honestly, it was one of those things I wanted to wait and see because I didn't really understand the point of really, really digging too deep in somebody who's clearly homeless and doesn't even have the resources to do much. But it was also important for me to make sure that we speak on this because there's a bigger picture at play here, right? And we always have to make sure that people understand consequences for your actions. And when you go out and when you speak on Black Americans and you have something very negative to say, all I have to say is you better be ready to back it up and you better have your facts together. Because if you don't, you are willing or you are willingly putting your life on the line to be lost, like this young lady is basically, going to get deported. I don't know what's going to happen to her, but we're going to get into it. So we're going to start a little bit from the beginning, a little commentary about what this young lady was doing, what she was saying, and the fact of how it just kind of played out. And I wanted to speak on that because I really, really want to push the point that Black Americans constantly prove that if you hate on us, it is going to end in a very, very bad way for you. That's just kind of how this works. You know what I'm saying? When you're a part of the chosen people, the 12 tribes of Judah, that's just what happens. You don't attack people who are chosen. And unfortunately, a lot of people have to learn the hard way. So we're going to talk about that today and we're going to get into it. So let's listen to my brother here give some commentary about this lady who had a lot to say about foundational Black Americans, all right?
Mexicans, or I'm going to bomb Asians, or I'm going to bomb white people. You look at me like a terrorist, right? Maybe, just maybe, you get the FBI involved because I'm talking crazy. You would never allow that kind of speech anywhere in real life or on the internet, right? Okay, watch this real quick.
Happy Black History Month to everyone except the foundational Black Americans. I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh. If I could gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest, you know what time it is. We're gonna.
And listen, guys, this is where, I had to say the inflammatory statements. This is very inflammatory. This is a trigger warning for anybody out there, man, who has certain PTSD to threats, who has certain PTSD towards, people causing harm or wishing harm upon you. This is something that is a very, very serious accusation to make. It is a very, very serious thing to say about people who you do not know. And mind you, a nation of people, over 43 million people that you are speaking about in this way. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, she's going to have to learn the hard way that you just don't take these chances, okay? Because these are penitentiary chances she's taking, all right, guys? Literally using speech, hate speech. This is the definition of hate speech right here, guys. And this is why I always talk about the anti-Black hate crime bills that need to be put into place. It doesn't just have to be just for them folks. We need it for everyone who is anti-Black American, okay? Anyone who is anti-Black, foundational Black American needs to fall underneath this bill, okay? Anti-Black hate crime bills are built for people who are radicalized, just like this woman right here, just completely talking reckless on the internet with inflammatory statements that are very triggering and literally are out there to cause harm against people. Just insane.
Gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like me. I'm doing society a favor.
All Black Americans said was, we are our own people with our own history and we have our own culture. And they responded by saying, we want to kill you niggas. No bullshit. They will call shit like that the diaspora war. And it's like, it's us chilling and minding our own business. And they'll come in and be like, we don't like how you're chilling. And we don't like how you're not minding our business. And why is it your business, our business,
And listen, a lot of Black Americans have reached that point where we started to realize that that's just too much energy and too much on our plate. We can't save everybody, right? And in that sense of self-preservation, we must focus on ourselves and focus on building within our own. And so when you have these type of conversations that are happening amongst us, right, in our own community, it now has shifted into people taking that personally, right? People seeing us focusing on ourselves as us being xenophobic, as us being anti anybody else, when in reality, it is just pro foundational Black American. We are not anti anyone. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these different groups, a lot of these different sectors, they are anti-Black. And so naturally, when I always speak about this, the anti-Black hate crime bills that foundational Black Americans are pushing for are very important because we understand that energy. We know what that looks like to be hated. We've dealt with that for over 500 years right here in our own country. Okay. And I say our own because we are indigenous, right? So naturally, being a part of those original 13 colonies, us thinking in our minds about, hey, man, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, how does that turn into us being, xenophobic and we are anti everyone else? It just doesn't make sense and it doesn't add up. And we know that for a fact.
Being Black in America is like living in a house, but the people in the house have done everything they can to try to sabotage you. But also your neighbors outside, they hate you because of what the people in the house have told them about you. And then there's also people across town that have never seen you, don't know anything about you, but they hate you too because of things people in the house have said about you.
Listen, man, we deal with this as Black Americans all the time, right? As foundational Black Americans, like we always say, we do not have allies. So a lot of our approach is very, very independent because we understand that we cannot rely on those other groups as much as we thought we could, right? Because there was a time where a lot of foundational Black Americans believed that there was a coalition between all of us and what they consider the people of color, right? And so naturally, a lot of us as foundational Black Americans, we were out there fighting not only for ourselves, but for everyone else that was a part of that group. And so those minorities would go out of their way to work against the work that foundational Black Americans have put up, specifically those who came before us. And so naturally, as we started to grow in our consciousness and we started to grow within our community, we started to realize and compare notes. And we said, dang, guys, you guys are going through that same stuff as well. You guys as well have a problem with what's going on. You guys are being treated. Okay, well, I guess we got to definitely get on one accord. And so, like I always mention, during the 2024 election, all of us decided to get on code and say, you know what, this is what we're going to do. And once the results come back, we will decide. The results came back and we saw that a lot of other groups did not have our back and a lot of other groups went in the other direction. So naturally, we chose to sit this one out. You feel me? Whatever y'all got going on, y'all can figure it out because y'all so smart. Y'all know better than us and we've been here. So cool. Do y'all thing for sure. Naturally, that backfired, right? We're starting to see now what we all knew was going to happen years ago, right? We already knew that this was going to happen. So naturally, what our goal was to move forward was, all right, guys, now that we're delineating, y'all stay over there. We're going to focus on what we got over here. And this has literally churned over everything. It ripped up the entire outlook of what people thought it would look like going into the primaries. And now that we've got, you know, a big head of steam, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are wishing really, really, really bad things onto us, like this young lady here, okay?
Come on now.
You in one place with a strap to my chest. You know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like me. I'm doing society a favor.
All Black Americans said was, we are our own people with our own history and we have our own.
Okay, I think this
So
one, let's keep going because I got Miss Lisa Cabrera up here, but let's keep it going because there's more to this video here. So let's go to my brother in the whip driving through because he had a message for all y'all out there.
Decades, centuries, have we as indigenous Black Americans been the targets of individuals who want to terrorize us, put fear into us, disrespect us for many reasons that are not even founded? We haven't invaded any country. We haven't done anything to anybody. We haven't dropped anything on anybody. We haven't done any of these things, but yet we are always the target of these people. I say we need to take the FBA and start our own political party so we could push our own anti-Black bill to stop all these individuals for trying to target us because they think that we are defenseless. It is time to start now.
I've told people this. This has been, you know, kind of my, you know, I don't know. Of course, like as foundational Black Americans, we're all kind of on one accord in that way where we definitely do need to start making moves towards, like I said, the anti-Black hate crime bill, but as well having our own separate political parties from everyone else, because let's keep it real, our political interests are different than a lot of other people and a lot of other groups. And so naturally, with us having that specific ideology and a specific thought process, our goal has been to what? It has been to go out here and make real moves, not just sitting in the back and thinking about, oh, what we could do. No, now is the time for us to start making the real moves because, like I said, there are people who are actually making real threats, and we should not take any of these threats lightly. No threat should be taken lightly, okay? And the fact that she was so willing and so openly cool with making these level threats is something that we cannot take lightly, guys. We cannot, and we won't. At least I don't. I don't take these type of things lightly because naturally I have my own, tinfoil hat type energy, but these things I don't take lightly at all.
Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen that video of that African woman who's making active threats about taking the lives of Black American people. Now, people like this, when they do something ballsy like that online, you have to report stuff like that. Because with school shootings and etc., you cannot trust any of these people. So I would suggest if you come across that video, right, please go and copy her URL, go onto ice.gov, report her so they can find her ass and make sure she doesn't get to hurt anyone.
And that's the point. Is like, we can all get on here in the internet and talk however we want to talk. You know what I mean? That's totally fine, free speech. But there is a certain line and certain boundaries that you do have to follow. And specifically, if you are a person who is not from this country, it is very important that you do not threaten the citizens of this country, specifically those who built this one for you to be here. Okay, this is what is so important to me. When you see these type of situations and people who are going out of their way, right, to disparagingly talk down on Black Americans, you can say whatever you want. But once you start to make threats, that changes the game now. Now it becomes serious. Now people have to report you. Okay, now people have to do that for our own safety, because we don't know if you're joking. We don't know. We don't. And the fact that she went out of her way to do this and then stand on it after the fact, yeah, dude, you got to go. It's time. It's time for you to go. Maybe you can do better where you at. You know what I'm saying? But here we don't play them type of games because we don't know what you're on. Okay, we don't.
I mean, talking shit online is one thing, but when you ain't making active threats in America against American citizens, that's where the shit draws the line. They should already learn with the nurse that got in trouble for saying what she said on here. And if that is the way these people really feel about Black Americans, our elderly are not safe, our children are disabled, or us, report their ass.
She even admits that Africans are racist to her because they think that she is American. The diaspora wars has taken a sick turn, all right? Black Americans and Africans, we honestly need to get our shit together. You do. This is insane.
You guys are all liars. What I love about being African and not looking or sounding African is that I have experienced racism from Africans not knowing that I'm African. I've tried.
Listen, man, we talk about this all the time, right? Is the fact that a lot of people don't want to address that internally there are a lot of issues that Black Americans have to deal with, not only within our own communities, but from everyone else who is melanated. Okay. And the fact that sometimes we have to continuously bang the drum and remind people about this, it's getting to the point, like I said, personally, I don't mind having the conversation on here, but in reality, bro, I'm tired of going back and forth about explaining stuff that we already know. We already know how people treat us. We are not stupid. Okay. We are not stupid. We can see when somebody's treating us a certain way and treating somebody else differently. We have eyes, okay? So having these back and forth conversations, going in the rigmarole of the back and forth, it's just getting redundant to me, okay? We already know what type of time they're on. Y'all don't have to tell us. You guys need to now talk to y'all people, because we already know what time it is. And we made a decision to delineate from that. We got tired of it and we said we good. So when y'all come up here trying to gaslight Black Americans into thinking that, oh, we're just making stuff up, it's all in our head. No, this is from an African woman who looks like she could be FBA, and she's speaking about Africans being racist towards her. Okay, what we talking about, man?
Traveled Africa. I've traveled. I'm well cultured. I'm well traveled, right? And everybody assumes that I'm Black American. And most times I don't try to correct them because I want to see how they perceive me. I want to see how they treat me. They treat me differently until they figure out that I'm African. Until I put my foot down and be like, my guy, I'm me African bad girl, be Nigeria, baby, relax.
Everything we've been saying is true, people. Black Americans have been saying that Africans treat us completely different from everybody else for millennia. We have been saying that shit. Now that TikTok is here and you can hear voices from all across America, all across the world. The proof is in the pudding, man. We didn't just jump up and say, man, Africans treat us different. Africans said that we're not African. I'm telling y'all, the proof is in the pudding, man.
We don't gotta lie. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Americans don't gotta lie. Okay, we've dealt with it all from many different groups. So naturally, like I always mention, when we start to get to a point, okay, cool, y'all could talk, that's fine. Say as much as you want to. We get that, free speech. But once you start making threats, once you start bringing things into a different dimension in a different spot, all right, now we gotta go ahead and set a boundary. Now we gotta let y'all know that you're doing too much. Now we gotta let you guys know that this is not the place to be playing these type of games, because trust me, they don't want that smoke. So naturally, that's what happened. You know what I mean? This girl, she gets exposed and her life is ruined. I mean, you know, it's over for, you know, whatever, you know, y'all got to say. Unfortunately, she brought this upon herself.
We have experienced racism from immigrants in Africa because they thought I was a kata. So again, you guys can lie.
Heard that word.
There goes that famous word again. She said she's experienced racism from African immigrants, because they thought that she was a kata.
Because it makes you feel good, because now the truth is coming out. But like I said, a lot of you immigrants, not just Africans, you come here and think you're better than Black Americans because what the oppressors have told you. You all side with the oppressors because they told you African and Black people are wild, they're ghetto, they're this, they're that. The evidence is there. You can lie all you want, but
and that's why I be trying to tell people, man, like, don't try to gaslight foundational Black Americans into what we already know. Okay, delineation is not working because it just came out of nowhere. Delineation is working because it was effectively across the board. All of us realized that, hey, man, we might be doing too much and we got to fix our own community. We might be doing too much for everybody else and they ain't doing nothing for us. We might have to worry about us because they will turn on us at any opportunity that they get, just like they did during the 2024 elections. And a lot of us had to sit there with that. They had to face it, and then we moved on and we moved forward. So naturally, delineation becoming such a powerful thing is based on what? The fact and the data. When we went to one another and we said, hey, man, has this been happening to you? And they said, yes, brother, it has. Actually, I've been dealing with this for a minute. And so naturally, us doing that data and understanding, we like, all right, cool. We're going to go ahead and back up real quick. We're going to let y'all have it. Y'all go ahead and figure it out now. While y'all so smart, y'all know everything, right? You guys know the oppressor better than we do. Good. Go ahead and handle it on your own. But don't come crying to us now that you guys are actually starting to see the reality of what your decisions have now caused you. You F around and you found out. And we're going to sit back. And like I said, any threats, foreign or domestic, will be taken seriously. So if you want to make threats on foundational Black Americans, that's cool. But understand that if you're on this internet, and I always say this, foundational Black Americans run the internet. So if you want to get on here and talk crazy, please believe that comes at a certain consequence. And what consequence is that? Your peace, your job, your livelihood, it's all on the line. If you go around talking crazy about foundational Black Americans, it's all up. Ain't nobody stopping the dogs no more, y'all. It's over. Y'all want to talk crazy? We letting the dogs out. Ain't nobody stopping nothing no more. It is what it is. It's up.
We've been going through this shit for so long. I said at the beginning of this video, we need to get our shit together. Everybody need to come to the table, throw up the white flags. We need to get together. The proof is in the pudding. Black Americans have been telling the truth about this shit for millennia. And now you have one of your own, a Nigerian girl, telling the truth because y'all racist to her because y'all think she's a kata too.
African immigrants should stop saying that they're doing better than every other people in America. I am sick of it. You are not doing better than any other racial group or any other person here in America.
Listen, man, this is what we all know, right? We done talked about this plenty of times. We done said, guys, like, we don't need to make a comparison, because I'm telling you guys, there is no comparison. When you go against us, it is a contest that you will not win. We are so far ahead of so many different groups, and we tried our best to stay humble, to stay in pocket, and to stay on code. Y'all got off code. So naturally, our response was, okay, cool. Since y'all not on code, we're going to go ahead and take everything that we have back, and we have to focus on ourselves now. No more are the days of us going out here, putting our bodies on the line, putting our resources on the line, putting our smart and ingenuity on the line for everybody else. Those days are done. We already told you guys, if you guys would have stayed on code, everything would have been fine. But the moment y'all got off code, okay, bet, we know what's going on now. So we don't have to keep going back and forth with y'all no more. We don't have to keep trying to prove to every single group how good we are and our moral compass. No, we don't got to prove that no more, because it's already proven. It's in the history books. Okay. So now that it's in the history books, y'all can go study the books. We don't have to keep reminding y'all, because there's more important things right now on the docket for foundational Black Americans to be focused on, specifically us getting that anti-Black hate crime bill, okay? And then what else as well? Reparations in the form of cash payments, all right? That's what we're looking for, man. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with people about these wars and what people got to say. I ain't give words, bro. I can care less about what you got to say. If you are threatening us, naturally, we will make sure that we take actionable offenses on that. But otherwise, bro, y'all can talk all you want to, but that ain't gonna stop nothing. It didn't stop what we doing right now, and it's not gonna stop anything in the future. And that's why, of course, when you look back at this lady and what she had to say, man, this lady is homeless, y'all. She don't even got nowhere to live. And we over here going back and forth about her, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. I can't do this shit, bro. It's crazy to me, because she's literally homeless, like literally a homeless person trying to talk crazy about.
Before I go get ready for work, I just want to say the reason why y'all taking me seriously is because I'm not screaming, hollering, and hoopty-hoo in this goddamn camera. People on this app spookied. They are scared, and the fear is rubbing off to y'all. When y'all come to my page, I don't need y'all scared. I need y'all to laugh a little bit, because these people are fucking stupid. After everything I've explained to you over the course of the last couple of days, through all of that, you think that shit gonna touch you?
Listen, man, this is not funny. That's why I like to say this all the time. Black Americans, we coined the phrase, ain't nobody playing with y'all. That is a Black American, that is in our commandments. We ain't playing. A lot of people not playing with y'all. A lot of people come on the internet and they not playing, okay? A lot of people take this internet stuff very seriously, including if you are making threats to strap yourself with a B word and then do something to us at a very large scale, if you know what I'm saying. We can't even say those words on YouTube, okay? You can't play those games, all right? Because we have been through so much already as a country, but specifically as foundational Black Americans, the attacks that we have had to endure on our community over years and years. I already talked about who the original drive-by shooters were. We already talked about who the original traffickers were. We already talked about who the original R words are. All right? So when you guys are talking about doing something to us, putting an explosive on your body, bro, we cannot take this lightly. It ain't a joke, all right? Because so many times we have seen the reality of this, specifically what we have going on right now with school shooters and event shooters, all right? We don't know how radical this person is. If she wanted to come up here and do something to us, we can't take that lightly, ma'am. I'm sorry, we cannot take that lightly. It's not a joke, all right? It's not funny.
Like, let's be so for real. Jesus promised us. It's in the book. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. But
Jesus didn't promise you anything. You are not part of the chosen people, all right? The 12 tribes of Judah, that's us. We are the ones that were promised this, not you. So don't even try to get biblical like that. That just pissed me off. Like, come on,
I feel
man.
no fear. I feel no harm come upon me. Good, come on now. Vengeance is mine. I shall repay. The dude been talking, bro. He been on the defense about us.
Now listen, now isn't it funny and convenient how these people love to always talk about Black Americans being colonized by religion, right? But as soon as something bad happened for them, what they doing, right? Referencing our religion that we're so colonized by, right? And why do they do that? Because they want to have that olive branch. They want to show, oh no, we the same. We all just, no, we're not. We're not. And the fact that you are trying to use that, like I said, once again, to gaslight the emotions of foundational Black Americans, and then as well, trying to what? Undermine our intelligence. Oh, those who will understand will get it. It's not funny. If it was a joke, okay, cool. At least let the joke be funny, but it wasn't even a funny joke, family. It was full of actual emotion and malicious intent. We could feel it through the video. That's why the video went viral, because you were so passionate about doing something to a people that you do not even know. A people that are 43 million strong, guys. A people that are 43 million strong. You want to go out here and make threats against that? Of people, like I said, who run the internet. All right, good luck. Good luck to you, ma'am, because now your life is ruined. Let's put you on the Summer Dram screen to make sure that we show the example of what not to do on the internet if you have a platform. Guys, do not make threats to foundational Black Americans. Your life will be ruined. Don't do it. I hate that I have to do this. Isn't that crazy that I have to say this? But I will say this for everyone in the back. Don't make threats to foundational Black Americans, because your life will be ruined. It will be over. You will not be able to do what you thought you could do, especially if you're putting your face on the internet. You are very easy to find out. People will look you up. They will dox you. All right. That's why I take this stuff very seriously on here. That's why I try not to make sure I'm lying or being fake or trying to be somebody that I'm not, because people will find out. People will do their research and they will look into your story and who you are to what make sure that they are backing up what you say, and as well their support for you. So she has to hold that L now because her life is ruined. It's over for her. You was already homeless. Now you're going to be homeless and deported. All right? Homeless and deported. Struggle bus. Struggle bus. This is insane, guys.
Now let me just step in on this dumb bitch. Do you really think?
Hey, salute to Miss Lisa, man. Lisa Cabrera, bro. She be having me dying, dog. She is probably one of the funniest people I follow. I mean, granted, she's a very serious woman, and she brings such great content. But I love her commentary because literally, and I don't want to, but she sounds just like my mom. Like her voice and cadence, the way that she says stuff, it sounds just like my mom. So it makes me laugh hearing her talk, man. I love her channel, bro.
All right, let's
She's
go.
so funny. So she's, yes, this is the
granted,
video.
through all this shit that I'm just learning, we don't deserve it. Shout out Castlevania. I just watched that anime. Whoa! But yeah, we don't deserve to be here. No shade. I'm not one to take back my comments, but I am one to remove myself from bullshit. So this is just to be known. I have videos in regards to that.
Naturally, this is what happens when you get doxxed. Okay, when you get doxxed, your entire information's out there. Everyone is going to be on the attack, right? Because what you did was inflammatory, and what it was a direct attack on people who you do not know. All right. I know a lot of people get very comfortable on these internet streets, and they think that they can say whatever and no one will do anything about it. Well, I think it is important for everyone to understand that when you're on the internet, okay, people will do what they have to if you do something against them or something that they specifically have a connection to, like their lineage. Okay? Our lineage, we take it very seriously. We do not allow any disrespect, not only to our lineage, but to our ancestors and everything that encapsulates that. So when you go out of your way to talk down on foundational Black Americans, please believe that we're listening and we're watching. And mind you, 43 plus million, all right? 43 plus million, all right? That's with a lot of different skill sets and a lot of different information that they can use at any point to make sure that they take you out if necessary. This is the world that we live in, all right? And so naturally, when she gets up here talking about, oh, I'm sorry, I took down the videos, it's too late. Everything on the internet, it lives forever. Like we already played the video earlier, okay? It's already there. It'll never go away. This will always be synonymous with who you are. And now you must own up to it. It isn't just us forcing you. You have to. Or you disappear and you go back to where you came from, which both works for us in any case. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. You know what I mean? I'm indifferent, honestly. But I felt like this was just great content to use as an example for what you don't do. All right? An example of Black Americans proving that haters never prosper. All right? You hate on us, you will not prosper. Sure, you may get some views. Sure, you may get some momentary gains. You may get a little money. Yeah, that's cool. But it ain't going to last. The longevity will never be there. These people who pander, who coon, who chuck and jive, tap dance, and bootlick, it only lasts for so long. You can only do it for so long. Tokens get spent. All right, we know this. So it's only so long that you guys can talk crazy and get paid from it and talk crazy about foundational Black Americans before we stand on business. All right, before it's time's up. All right, before the well runs dry. All right, it's only so long you can do that, man. It's just facts.
Still stand on my statements, but if you're too dense or too angry to hear what I have to say, then we don't have to have a conversation. It crossing into territory of doxing.
Listen, I'm gonna bring that back so you guys can listen, okay? So you guys can actually hear this crap, all right? Listen to this.
I just watched the anime. Whoa! But yeah, we don't deserve to be here. No shade. I'm not one to take back my comments, but I am one to remove myself from bullshit. So this is just to be known. I deleted my videos in regards to that. I still stand on my statements, but if you're too dense or too angry to hear what I have to say.
If we're too dense, if we're too angry, right? She's the one who said it, not us. We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for you to come out here spewing attacks on us. We didn't ask for that. But the fact that you did that, the fact that you went out of your way to do that, right? Now it's on us. Now we're too dumb. Now we're not intelligent enough to understand. This is the ideology of a narcissist, okay? They will gaslight you as the victim to make it think that you deserved it. We're overreacting, right? We're the ones tripping. Okay, but you're the one who said it. You're the one who went out of your way to make the video. You're the one who just said that you don't take back what you said. Fine, bro, cool. Now we got to get you up out of here. Now you got to go home, baby. It's over. It's over. Now you got to go home. Now you got to go. Now you got to go be homeless in Sierra Leone. All right, you can't be homeless in America no more. All right, you gotta go be homeless over there. You can't be homeless over here no more, family. You gotta go. It's up. It's over. You don't care, right? You say you stand on it, right? All right, cool. Go be homeless then.
Then we don't have to have a conversation.
Go be homeless, baby.
It crossing into territory of doxing.
We don't need you here.
Calling me ugly and fat and every other thing in the book. Posting memes of fat bitches wearing glasses, like.
Listen, I make this clear. This is why, and a lot of people, whatever, but I am on point and take care of myself because my entire life I was getting shot on and talked about by the homies. That's just a part of it. We gonna shoot it. All right, that's a part of it. You gotta have tough skin if you're a Black American. All right, somebody always gonna have something to say about you. Somebody always gonna be funny. Somebody always got a joke. All right, but remember. When she was talking about, she was joking, right? When she was saying that it was just a joke. Oh, mamas, huh? Oh, we talking about mamas? I bet. Trust me when I tell you that Black Americans, we are as hard as possible. If you want to talk shit, we gonna talk it. But don't be acting soft though. Don't act soft now. Nah, don't act soft now. Don't get scared now, man. On you. Now the joke's on, right? Now the rabbit got the gun. Oh, hold up. Nah, y'all doing too much. Nah, these memes, the jokes, I can't handle it. Oh, but it was a joke though when you was talking about putting a thing on your body to make an explosion. Right? That was a joke. But now Black Americans, we joke back. And now all of a sudden it's us. Now we doing too much. I bet. But guess what? You still gonna catch these jokes because what?
So mature, and this is why people have respect for you.
Bro, she's soft.
I said what I said. I regret how I said it, but I don't take back what I said.
She doesn't take it back, y'all. She doesn't take it back. Bet. Cool. Easy. For sure. No problem. You don't take it back. We got you. But what we're not going to do, like I always say, what we're not going to do is start being soft about this. No, bro, you don't care. You want to stand on what you said? Fine, bro. Stand on that. But don't get mad when foundational Black Americans, like we always do, are going to use our resources and our internet savvy to go ahead and make sure that we let it be known that anybody who makes these level of threats, putting their face on the internet and bold enough to do that, you are going to be exposed. Straight up, full stop. There is no negotiation. There is no back and forth. You talk crazy about foundational Black Americans and you're willing to stand on that. Okay, we're going to expose you then. Ain't no holding back on that. Straight up. You willing to do it? We gonna take it further. Straight up. Kendrick told y'all, but y'all didn't listen. Kendrick tried to warn y'all and y'all didn't listen. All right, you want to take it there? We're going to take it further. That's just how we do. Foundational Black Americans, all right, you want to take it there? Please believe that now you have set the precedent. And so now that you've set a precedent, we got to go hard. We got to stomp you in the mud. We got to make sure that this threat is neutralized. Neutralizing threats is what we do as foundational Black Americans. Ain't nobody gonna be threatening us and thinking ain't gonna be no consequences, family. And it just don't stop here. I'm gonna leave that right there and I'm gonna let her continue.
I regret expressing my frustration that way, but that frustration was rooted in the fact that, God forbid, an FBA hears somebody talk that isn't ethnically Black American that has ideas for the country.
Listen, fam, that's not what you did, though. You didn't come up with no ideas for nothing. You literally said that you hate us and that you want to strap a explosive to your body and do something to all 43 million of us. If you were talking about resources, if you were talking about anti-Black hate crime bills, if you were talking about reparations, we would hear you, but you're not doing that. And that's not what you did. So don't try to change the subject now. Don't try to move the goalposts. Nah, family, what you said was specific, okay? It was a specific attack on us. And so naturally, we came back with a response. because that's what we do. We're not just going to let you sit up here talk crazy. It went viral, as it should have, because it was inflammatory and ridiculous, and it deserved to be put on the Summer Jam screen for everybody to see the example of how stupid people get on the internet and now have ruined their lives. This is an example of someone who is not intelligent and gets on the internet thinking everything is a game and everything is funny without the consequences of what comes behind that. Naturally, foundational Black Americans, we understand consequence because we don't get second, third chances to do anything. We get one shot and we can't mess that up. So we take everything serious, right? That's just who we are. We take everything seriously because we don't get second chances in this country. We don't get, oh yeah, it's all good, maybe next time. No, it's either now or never for foundational Black Americans. It's always been now or never for foundational Black Americans. So when you get on here trying to act like, oh, it's just a joke, we just joking, it's all good. No, it's not. We don't play like that. And we never have played like that because we don't have the luxury to play games. We don't have the luxury to mess around. We don't have the luxury. So don't hop on here on our internet spaces talking crazy about us and think that it ain't going to be consequences, because it turns out bad every single time. All right. It's the worst. You will get the worst of it. All right. Going against us, you will always end up in the worst position. You homeless, and now you about to be homeless and deported and unemployed. What a struggle. How stupid can a person be, man?
And that's what all of you are proving. And I'm not saying all of you in the sense of all of you as in the collective, all of you that are engaging with my fucking content, or the sorry excuse of what you call engagement.
Girl.
This is my world. Again, and you can't scare me. The information that you have online is old. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, I don't even really have an address because, shocker, I'm homeless.
Listen to that. All right? Listen to that. She's homeless on the internet talking crazy about foundational Black Americans, bro. And this is why I always try to make it clear. When people get on the internet talking inflammatory, hating on others, doing crazy things on the internet, that's because they're lacking. That's because there's something missing from them. They don't have what they see others have. Maybe she sees a lot of foundational Black Americans in her passing and they're doing much better than her. Maybe they have apartments and homes. They have good jobs. Maybe her bosses are foundational Black Americans. Who knows? But all I have to say is to be homeless, okay? To be homeless and be on the internet talking crazy about foundational Black Americans has to be one of the most insane things personally for me to think about. I have never in my life been in a situation where I was unemployed and my first thing was to get on the internet. If I'm unemployed, if I'm homeless, okay? If I'm homeless, I need to be making sure that I'm getting paid. I need to be making sure that I'm getting money and I'm saving money. Why am I worried about what's going on in the internet when I'm homeless? Why would I be worried about what foundational Black Americans are doing when I'm homeless? All right? And listen, this as well speaks to her work ethic, because we know that immigrants are gifted a lot of programs, a lot of housing, a lot of money that they could be coming into. And she's choosing to be homeless, even given all of those privileges. That speaks to this type of person that she is. That speaks to the type of laziness. That speaks to the type of work ethic. Please believe, if I'm homeless, I'm not going to be on this internet, y'all. I want y'all to know that about Brandon, all right? If I'm homeless, I want y'all to know that I'm not going to be on the internet worried about everybody else. I'm going to be worried about getting a home to live in, all right? I love my home. I love my beautiful apartment, as you guys can see. You feel me? I'm not on here talking crazy without having my stuff together. Y'all got to make sure that if you're going to be talking about somebody else's home, make sure that your bed is made before you do that. Don't go talking about everybody else when you haven't even made up your own room, y'all. She is homeless and she's on here talking about foundational Black Americans. Girl, you need to figure it out. You need to go get your life together. You don't need to be on the internet talking about us, bro. You need to be talking about yourself. You need to be focused on you. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Don't be worried about us. Worry about yourself. Go lock in on that. Please do that. Please help yourself.
I just think that you guys need to figure out what exactly you're doing with your lives and how.
The audacity of a homeless person telling somebody else to get their lives in order. She don't even know the people that she's speaking down on. 43 million people, and you're talking about us getting our lives together, and you're homeless. And you're homeless. And you're homeless. But you're talking to us. Hold up. You need to focus on you. You need to go work on whatever you have to work on to get a roof over your head consistently. You might want to go focus. You have to focus on to become a better person so that you have somewhere to live in America. Because now you're going to get deported, you're homeless, and now you're unemployed for what? Talking down on foundational Black Americans. And that's why I always say haters don't prosper. No matter how much they try to talk down on us, no matter how crazy they talk about us. Oh, girl's homeless. Why are you talking crazy about foundational Black Americans when you homeless? Why are you talking about us? We good over here. We focus on what we got to focus on. Delineation has literally driven these people crazy. They don't even know how to think straight. They have lost focus on their own lives because foundational Black Americans are going out here handling business, making sure that we on top of things, debunking any false narratives, making sure that we're using our platforms to grow with one another. Make sure we're using our platforms to what? Connect with people. All right. I always talk about this, man. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me behind the scenes about my food bank and what my family doing. All right. This is what we do, man. This is what we do. Foundational Black Americans, this is what we do. The internet is ours. We run this. So when y'all try to come on here and disrespect, nah, bro, we can't let you do that, homie. We can't let you do that on our internet spaces. We cannot let you disrespect us and you homeless. I think you need to focus on you, ma'am. I think you need to work on yourself.
How you want to go about educating people about your lineage. Because this isn't it, and you look stupid as fuck.
We don't need to educate anyone, and that's why I always make it clear, guys. Foundational Black Americans, we are now reaching a different spot in this whole, back and forth with these people. Because honestly, bro, like I have no interest in continuing to explain my lineage to people who just don't get it and who do not want to get it. These people are a waste of time. So naturally, what a lot of my platform be based on now is me speaking specifically on the history of ours, what we've done and our growth, and then as well where we're going. I could care less about going back and forth with people who literally are homeless and who have something to say about us just because they mad and they're miserable. That's a miserable woman, all right? A miserable woman who has a lot to say about Black Americans, but doesn't have anything to do with her own life. All right, you're homeless, girl. You need to figure out your life before you're talking about us.
In poor taste was a criticism.
Let's move on.
The reason we even have Black History Month is because of foundational Black Americans, whatever you want to call it, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, Solon people. It's because of us. And honestly, to make a joke like that, like she was trying to say, oh, it's because of xenophobia. The xenophobia goes both ways. It does. There's like diaspora wars, and I understand there's ignorance on both sides. But to sit up here and say you want to Black Americans and that you want us to is crazy, especially because I don't think people see us as a legitimate culture or people. And it's actually extremely insensitive for her to say that, because let's just talk about some history. I'm not even sure if I can say this, but y'all can see that Baptist Street Church. and 4 little girls' lives were taken in this atrocity.
And this is what I talk about all the time here. And I always try to make sure that I bring those historical references because this wasn't that long ago. Like she mentioned, 1963. That was not that long ago that our churches were being attacked, all right, and being singly targeted by explosives. Okay. My family coming specifically from the church, all right, we have a direct connection to that. Mind you, a lot of those security details my family had to work in because there were a lot of bomb threats and things that would happen during those times. So naturally, when she gets on here talking crazy, talking about she's going to do this or that to us, that isn't something we're going to take lightly because of the history, guys. The history of what we have gone through as foundational Black Americans when it comes to these type of threats. All right. So naturally, that's why we are always so serious about these type of things. That's why we don't mess around when it comes to anything that has anything to do with attacks, whether it be physical, with weapons, or anything of that nature. We don't mess around with that stuff because we have literally gone through so much trauma and PTSD that is attached to us constantly having to be on the defensive. All right. We are always keeping our guard up. That's not for no reason. That's because inside of our DNA, that trauma has come down generation by generation. 1963 was not that long ago, guys. And this woman getting on here trying to make threats on us, bro. We ain't finna be doing that. No, we're not finna
The
be
sad
doing
part
that.
is this is not just one isolated event. This happened a lot throughout history to our people and just different types of lynchings. It's just very traumatic. And
Make
for
sure you
people
guys
to be getting
subscribe, man.
online saying that they want to Black Americans is extremely insensitive and ignorant. And can I just say that all Black Americans are not a monolith? We all don't think like that. I don't think a lot of y'all realize that anti-Blackness is the root of all of this. The reason why people don't want to be African when they say, oh, I'm not African. Well, there's literally even people that say they don't want to be Black. It's not even, I feel like it's two sides of the same coin. There's people walking around saying, oh, I'm a bronze woman. I'm not a Black woman because my skin is not literally the color Black. And saying that, oh, we're not from Africa.
And that's what I always say. Like we are not a monolith in the sense where not all of us agree on everything. And that's how it is. You know, it's 43 million of us. We're not going to agree on everything. But the fact of the matter is we are all on code with understanding that, hey, y'all, delineation is mad important for us if we are going to make any forward steps towards these goals that we have when it comes to anti-Black hate crime bills, reparations, and then any type of collection of lands that are deed to our ancestors, right? Those type of things are necessary for us to separate ourselves to make sure that we do have a specific distinction of who we are in comparison to everyone else. And that shouldn't be a problem with anybody else. There shouldn't be a problem with us saying, hey, we're foundational Black Americans. Y'all are Ghanaian. You're Nigerian. You are Dominican. There should be no problem with us doing that. But apparently us taking the power back, us choosing ourselves has literally made everyone feel that we are anti everything. And it's just disingenuous and it's a lie. It's just not true at all.
Africa, oh, we're blah, 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 blah. But those are not exclusively foundationally Black Americans because some of those people don't even identify as Black. They're claiming they're Native American. So to put this label on all of us is crazy. The term, I know it's like confusing because there's like foundationally Black American, there's just Black American, that's Sulan, but basically we're just saying that we are the descendants of enslaved people in America.
And some of us, of course, like she mentioned, also mentioned the fact that a lot of us have lineage that specifically states that we were here before slaves got here. There's a lot of us who can trace that back. Okay, so all things considered, right? All things considered, now you have this woman, right, who's gone out of her way to make these disparaging comments against what? Against us trying to figure out how we going to go about things moving forward, how we are going to make sure that we take care of ourselves, no, there should never be any problems with that. That should actually be somewhere to the effect of, hey, man, we understand what you guys are doing and we respect it. Y'all get what y'all got to get done. Y'all do what y'all got to do. We'll handle what we got to handle. Y'all, we respect you guys and we appreciate you guys. Do what you got to do. But that's not what's happening here. It's not. And unfortunately, we have to now go through this where there's so much back and forth, right? So many people trying to gaslight us, trying to tell us what we're doing is wrong, trying to dog and talk down on us, right? But in reality, man, it's over. It's over. The damage has already been done. And so naturally, when we come back, when we come into our certain consciousness, it's with a specific approach and with a specific plan. Now we're moving with a certain level of purpose. And it's been long overdue, y'all. It's been long overdue for us to be able to get in this spot that we're in right now. And I really do feel like from a real standpoint, like now that we're starting to see so much progress, this doesn't surprise me that there's been so many people who are hating on us and who are going out of their way that they down on our lineage, because we ain't the only ones who are seeing the progress. We're not the only ones who are feeling it. Okay. Everybody else is feeling it too. And mind you, it may not be in the way that they want to. All right. So let's get the last update on this and then we're going to close it out for the day. All right.
So real quick, I saw a post on the creators page talking about her where she had posted a new video saying that we were harassing her. So I went to go look for myself and the page was gone. So I said, hold up, maybe she thought, right? Maybe she just, she was a little tired of me, right? I went on my backups and lo and behold, she's gone. So you see why I said don't get hung up on the fact that her numbers were jumping up. Now there's no crew for her and her disgusting statements.
So she posted that Val video about what she wanted to do and how much she hated Black Americans and just went on ranting about a number of other things. And her numbers went up because we know that social media amplifies this kind of stuff. And
like I said, there's only so long that those views will be up. It's only so long that you'll be able to, get the money and have, whatever you got going on. That's cool. We got you. But in reality, eventually, it all comes to a head. Everything eventually has to always come back around. And so, like I said, who knows, she might have got shut down by TikTok. I'm already certain that she's clearly homeless. She's clearly unemployed because she lost her job. So naturally, now we're in this spot where, hey, she's going to have to hold that L, man. She's going to have to understand that, you come out here, you're all crazy. There's consequences for your actions. This is what it is.
You're fine. So a word to all of those who think that rage baiting is going to be their content, make sure when you make that content, you can stand in those words and those actions. Because when people start responding, you can't get to backpedaling, you can't get to running, you can't get to say, oh, I just wanted to have a conversation. Because someone will take you seriously. You just never know when that time will be.
Listen, man, I told you, man, foundational Black Americans, we don't play like that, bro. You start making threats, you start doing stuff that's outside, pushing yourself into a certain position where you're trying to make it clear that you have a stance against us. All right, bet. Cool. We're going to make sure that we go ahead and put you in that box that you wanted to be in. And you may not like it. Unfortunately, you may have to, take a huge L like she did. Her entire livelihood is on the line, unfortunately, and it is what it is.
Don't lose your livelihood in your real life because you want to portray somebody on the internet. Happy Black History Month.
Too bad.
So not only
too bad, y'all. This is what happens, and that's basically it, man. We had to talk about this because this was a very, very important part of this story that I definitely needed to add into this. You know what I mean? Is the fact that Black Americans, man, we're always going to prove that these haters do not prosper, dog. You can say whatever you want, and that's fine. But please believe that there will be consequences, especially on these internet streets. If you have a problem with that, watch what you say. All right, watch what you say. If you have your little private forums and your little private groups and all that stuff, that's great. But if you get on the internet, like she said, you better be prepared for the responses. You better be prepared for people who are willing to respond back. You better be prepared for the backlash, because we don't play like that. Ain't no games being played around here, y'all. So salute to everybody out there. Foundational Black Americans, man. We up. We gonna stay up because we not coming from a place of hate. We're doing everything that we're supposed to out of love and care for ourselves and for our people. And that can never, ever not prosper, all right? We always are going to be ahead because that's where our heart is. We have good hearts. We come from a good place, and we're only going to continue to prosper because of that mentality. God told us that, all right? We'll talk about that another day. You know what I'm saying? But salute to everybody out there. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe, man, because YouTube definitely be trying to make sure that your boy ain't growing. You know what I'm saying? I'll reach a certain spot, then my views are slowed down and all this other stuff. So y'all make sure y'all support, man, so that we can continue to grow the channel. All right. Make sure that you guys continue to share the videos, bro. It's going to help me, help you, help us. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody out there, man. I appreciate the support, bro, because we are literally over 650 subscribers. We grand, man, we growing. This is great. So thank you guys all. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you guys like the video. My name is Brandon B, and I'm out. Peace.